Have you ever felt like you are standing in your own way to achieve goals that you set? This video is for you to recognize what is standing in your way. If it is really you who is stopping you, who is basically jeopardizing what you want to do, and how to recognize this and how to tackle it. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. This is Anna. I'm Petra, and welcome to our channel. Today, we are going to tackle one very important topic for us, and it's self-sabotage. So what are the ways how women self-sabotage themselves? Well, one of the major ones, I would say, is perfectionism. Both me and Anna can relate deeply with this. Most of the women can relate just because women are tending to perfectionism. I would say that when you want to do everything perfect, perfect does not exist. So if you're trying to do something and waiting for the perfect time, perfect article, perfect video, perfect conditions, perfect body, it never can. Because once you maybe reach something that you thought before it could be that perfect, then you realize then you want something else. So you never achieve the perfect state of anything. This is maybe our recommendation, that you have to start and try to make it perfect. Make it as great as possible in your own case, in your own circumstances, because we all have different conditions, different expectations, different level of quality, and also different level of perfect. Exactly. Different level of perfect. So this is also advice for you that if you still feel like something is not good enough, you don't feel like it's the time, or something is not perfect in your circumstances, then you just have to stop. The starting makes the major difference. Yes. Another point is fear of failing. For me, definitely something that has been with me and is still with me every now and then. In my head, failing meant that I'm not good enough. But the truth, it's not like that. Failing is part of the process. It's part of the journey. It's part of your learning. And I've realized it's so simple yet so difficult to rearrange how you look at failing, because if you stop feeling when you fail at whatever it is, if you stop immediately thinking, oh, I'm not good enough, this is why I failed. No, okay, fine. I tried this attempt. I failed. Next time in another go, I will try it in another way. How is it for you? Right now, almost turning 40, I have learned so much and I've made mistakes along the way. And thanks for the mistakes, because now I know I'm not going to do the same again. Or maybe you will. I mean, there are so many successful people and they failed so many times. It always hurts that you failed. You feel it. It's different how you look at it, because it can hurt you, but still you can learn. And you cannot let the feeling to put you down and stop you. Continuously work on it and support yourself. Yes, there are days when your energy levels are not the best, or when you're not in the right mood, or hormones are all over the places you have. But yes, there are days like that. What helped me actually was the fact that now when I have a day like this, because it's normal to have days like this, I just tell myself, okay, here we go again. Like, today is not the best day to reach for the stars. I mean, I can try, but maybe will not be successful that day, or will not feel the vibe. But it's fine. Just embrace it. Tomorrow is another day. So fear of failure, we need to stop this, or we need to work really hard on realizing it's just part of the mindset, and it's really possible to tackle it and change this mindset. Another point is being too busy but not that productive at the same time. Focusing and really making a plan is something that helped me to have better results. Scheduling, having everything done in your whatever system, your agenda, yes. Have everything written down, and it does not allow you to go any other way than you've planned for your week. Well, you can make changes. There is a higher tendency or higher possibility that you will stay on track. And when you write it down, you don't have to keep it in your head. If you don't manage to do it today, because the day has only a certain amount of hours, and something takes 5 minutes, something takes 2 hours, and you thought it's going to take 20 minutes, But
Always
uh,
make adjustments.
exactly. But having a schedule, I think, is one of the best tips for you to cope with the busyness.
And on the days when you are in your hype, you just from the morning, you feel this is the day, try to do as much as possible, because then it evens out with the days when it's not your day because the vibe is not there. Overthinking, procrastination, and waiting for the right time. I cannot say I don't overthink anymore. Of course I do. I cannot say I don't procrastinate anymore. Unfortunately, I still do. But now, thanks to the resources that we have and the books we are reading and all the tips we are getting along the way, or we are sharing from our practical experience, I'm getting better very slowly but surely. Once you know it's there, once you know it's part of your mindset, and once you know it's not helping you in any way, then start doing something with it.
Staying in our comfort zone, I challenge myself and look for the opportunities that I would say scared me. I felt like if something is really scaring me and I don't feel very comfortable doing it, I will learn a lot. I would also challenge you to do the same, because always growth is something that might hurt you, that you might not feel very comfortable, that you might feel like, oh my God, I'm really scared. I will have to put extra effort. This is what will really teach you a lot in life.
Do you know what other thing? Ever since I was a teenager, constantly I would think about this. Once you realize, you start learning how to tackle it, how to look at this, and how to stop it. And not like initial thought, oh, what will others think? Others will always think something, but it's about how you perceive yourself.
Why? How others
Exactly.
perceive you, exactly. And you cannot please everybody.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Yes.
So there are always people who won't like you, who will feel like you're talking something they don't like, or you're looking the way they don't like, you're smelling the way you don't like, whatever, you just name it. You know that I cannot be friend with everybody. I cannot please everybody, but you have to be okay with that.
Absolutely. It's possible to change your mindset. It's not going to happen from one day to the other. It's a process, but it's really about self-worth, self-love, and self-appreciation.
You know, like you said, that ego is the enemy. This is really one of the best books I've ever read. Ego is stopping you to ask for help and showing the pride. You have to realize that it's bad and start doing something about it. So you can work on everything. Living in a mess. There was a time that Marie Kondo was a thing. She started really pointing out that it's important to declutter your mind or the space where you live. And it's really helping. I even read a book from Marie Kondo to start declutter, live in a healthy and not messy environment. And I have to tell you that it's been a process, but at the end of this, now when I see clutter, I am annoyed and I don't feel comfortable anymore. It really helps you when you start doing these things and then you practice that immediately you see the results in your life.
You know that feeling when you're not feeling great, you see the clutter, but you can't be bothered to tidy, or it's too much hassle to do it, and even solving it or tidying it feels like a massive task or a massive project. But it's, again, this is showing you that mental and physical and everything, what you're surrounded with and how you feel, it's all related and connected. It does influence you on the subconscious level. If you have a bit of a more messy house or a bit more clutter, it's pretty much impossible to do it within a day. But it's okay. You don't have to do it within a day. But even if you do a little bit and start today, you go closer towards succeeding in decluttering your space where you live.
I remember I started with decluttering my wardrobe. And I would say this is the big task and big project. So I wouldn't recommend to start with it because it's really overwhelming. We tend to have a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes and everything. If you just put everything in one pile, then
You just want to close the room and
close the room and never comes like you.
Exactly.
So I don't recommend starting like this, but start with one drawer or start with just one cabinet. Would you ever talk to somebody so negatively the same way as you are talking to yourself? I wouldn't say so. Negative self-talk is really very specific to a lot of women. This is one of the things that is really stopping us
And really poisoning.
really poisoning us. It's the last one that we will discuss today, but it's the major one, I would say. So as I
Absolutely.
might be mastering decluttering, I'm not mastering this one at all.
I agree.
Yeah, I am definitely putting myself down, even if I don't need to. I should start really appreciating what I do, how I feel, like being really grateful for things that I have, and not the opposite. There are many more signs that can tell you that you're self-sabotaging yourself. If you want to recognize more of them, I would suggest you to read some of the books that really tackle this subject. But one of the books that we even took some of the ideas from is a book about self-sabotage from Brian Beast.
The book is called The Mountain Is You. It's one of the best books we've read so far on this subject. If you yourself either saw some video or read some interesting article or a book, feel free to share it with us in the comments. And I'm pretty sure there are some other great sources and tips and materials on the subject. Let's share and let's learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Watch our next video on manifesting and how to start it with confidence and